605 days ago, I got COVID, long COVID, and I've been suffering with it every day. Long coughing sessions. Color of my eyes. There are all kinds of colors in there. Where am I? Where am I looking? I don't know. Oh, that's enough. Here I am, 605 days, long COVID. The cough isn't so bad today. Of course, I haven't had a spell yet. It's like I caught some type of a asthma. Long COVID. Asthma. Here we go. Cough and spell. Every morning for 605 days. Is that suffering enough, God? How much more do I gotta go? I get so discouraged, I just want to give up. God is silent, doesn't say a word, just lets you suffer. Lift your suffering. Lift your suffering up to God. Sharing his suffering. Nothing. November the 24th, I got COVID. 2023. November the 24th, I caught COVID. It ended on December the 8th. Feast of the Immaculate Conception. Blessed Mother said, if you wear my medal, you'll not be harmed. You'll just suffer to death. I don't know how to make reason out of God with my pea brain. A magnificent God against my pea brain. How do I rationalize God with a pea brain when he's as big as a 500-pound pumpkin? His brain. How am I going to fit his brain into my pea brain? Oh, you just got to live by faith, because it takes a lifetime for God to explain it all to you. That's why he wants you to have faith, so you don't have to explain everything. Just have faith. Live a good life. Live a holy life. Try and live a holy life. He'll see you trying. Who knows? maybe he'll grant his will be done and not yours. I go in peaks. I go in peaks. I reach a peak, and then I go into a valley. And I reach a peak, and I go into a valley. That's what my faith does. Again, I just get on top of the peak and not go into a valley. The valley is where the demons are, waiting with their traps. My wife raises her eyebrow. The only trap that the devil's got is you. You're the trap. You think, therefore you are. How do I think about God? How do we think about God? You look at the universe. Tonight, if there's a clear sky, which there isn't around Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone, I live in the Twilight Zone. Allegheny Plateau. Sit up above all the rest. We're a plateau here, Broome County. Rod Sterling was born here. Probably born in the same bed I was born in, and at Binghamton General Hospital. I don't know if he was born here or not. But he's from here. And he had the Twilight Zone. Because that's what I live in. No sun here. Just a haze. Every day a haze. No sun. And when the sun does come out, you have to go inside the house because it's so hot, you can't stand it. Unless it's first thing in the morning. As it's coming up. You've got them 4 hours there. From about 5, whatever it is, it comes up. Jesus, every day, God. Every day. Jesus, have mercy. Misery, misery, misery. When is it going to end, God? When is it going to end? Suffering. I'm suffering. This is what I do when I suffer. I can find my medications wherever they are. See, I'm going to go through my medications. When I need to go. What I need to have. Need to have that. No, need to have that. Later on, I'll take them. I don't want to get up right now. This here, I couldn't figure it out. I gotta have an Allen wrench. Wherever that is. I cleaned up quite a bit last night. I got it. Well, it wasn't work. It was just straightening it up. I don't know where the other one went. Ear things. I don't need that. Yeah. This here is a CBD stick, mentholated. I like it. I don't even want to hit your whiskers. So now you're breathing in through your nose. You got menthol, clearing up your sinuses. CBD stick, I get it from Vario. I'm on the New York State liquid marijuana program. Liquid marijuana, they don't put you out there in ambient land. It's a body. It takes care of the pain in your body. I have spinal stenosis. I was 5'10", now I'm 5'7.5". I'm shrinking, people. I'm going back into the embryo stage. I've reached my peak and now I'm turning around and I'm shrinking. Come on, stop my shrinking. Ah, the pain, the pain. Pain of shrinking. Your nerves going down through the center of your back and your discs are shrinking. Each one of them an eighth of an inch, a 16th of an inch. You got 30 of them, 30 16ths. Figure it out, that's how much I shrunk. Each disc shrinks 16th of an inch. And you got 30 of them. 16 16ths is 1 inch. 2 inches. 2.5 inches. 5'10" to 5'7.5". Eighth, whatever. It's the VA's got me documented. They're watching me. Almost killed me. In my old age, almost killed me. How many times? Almost. But God didn't let it happen. Oh, they gave me a guy with Parkinson's. He overdosed me on my modafinil and I got Steven Johnson syndrome. Almost died. He's going to take me out with him. He's there shaking like this. What did they give me a doctor with Parkinson's disease for? They can't afford nothing else. He's trying to shake me. Just ignore me. Let me die. Decorated war veteran. What does that do in today's society? Thank you for your service, is what the mantra is. What about my suffering, people? What about the suffering I go through? Because of Agent Orange ruining my wife and I's ex-life. We're allergic to each other. Came back from Vietnam. We broke out in a rash all over our body. She was allergic to me. I came back from Agent Orange. We had a baby blob. And then the records got, because I wanted to check and see what the blood type was. And the records were destroyed conveniently when the flood came in. Destroyed all the records in the hospital. So did they. Oh, what about the records that doctors have in their own offices? Why can't I check those? Something's being hidden very conveniently. Oh, I just gotta go with the flow. Ask God, whatever happened, God have mercy. God help me forgive if I ever find out what happened. Came back contaminated. That's what happened. Agent Orange all over the place, and I was on the top of the ship. I couldn't go down into the air conditioning because I was puking. Nobody wanted me around. Go up and lay on the deck, puke over the side. A shark came right out of the water, too, while I was there. Looked me over. Decided if he was going to take and eat me or not. I'm laying on the deck with my tongue hanging out, puking all over the place. Agent Orange and diesel fuel. How many days? I don't know. It was just day after day after day with no end. Thank you for your service. Well, what about my suffering, people? What did I suffer? Suffered defending my country. Everybody else is running to Canada and burning their draft cards. I'm in the hospital being castrated so I could join the service. Serve my country in Vietnam. Chivalry of a moron. Chivalry of a moron. I didn't have to go get my operation. I had a way out. I didn't have to do it, but I did it anyway. Castrated myself for my country. Then I come back to this crap. Arbitration. Took our court rights away. I fought for overseas for nothing. Foreign countries coming in, owning the business. And if you make an objection to what they've done to you, and now they're trying to rip you off, they call the cops on you, have you arrested. A foreign country to a veteran, a Vietnam veteran decorated for bravery. I got bronze medal, people. That's what's happening to us. We see it, we're dying out. The younger generation come up don't know the difference. They're born into it and they're adjusting to it. And pretty soon it'll be just one big, huge conglomeration of everybody telling you what to do. Yeah, whoever you do business with. I can go on and on and on and on about how I've been ripped off from my warranties, for their empty promises, and then you complain about them and they tell you to get out of the office. You raise your voice. Get out of here, or we're calling the police and have you arrested. What, for ripping me off? I had that happen to me just recently, the Johnson City Police. I complained because I got ripped off. Guys stole money from me. And I called it in and they tried to steal my $800 amplifier too. When I called back, I said, where's my amplifier? Well, you don't have an amplifier here. We don't know where it is. I said, that's it. I'm calling the police. And then I get a phone call from the director, the main director of the business, saying, your amplifier's here. We found it. Come and get it. I said, yeah, not without a cop. I don't know who's waiting for me, what they're going to do to my tires. I've had my tires slit with a big semi alongside of me. My tires went on me in the highway because some kids I was working with, even the staff members, I was represented Christianity and a Christian way of doing things, and they couldn't stand me. Took my radiator cap off my truck. They slipped my tires, so just enough. Whoever did it knew how to do it too. They slipped the inside of my tires because that's what the gas station guy told me when I rolled into it. Because I was right by the ramp when the tire blew, and I rolled down the ramp right into an Atlantic gas station. I don't even know if there are Atlantic gas stations anymore around here. I was working for BOCES. I was a TA, teacher assistant, working my way into being a teacher. I had a 4-year degree. I got to prove to them that I had delinquency control background in my degree pursuit. I had a general studies degree in the area of delinquency control. I learned a lot about myself, too. How to rehabilitate my own delinquent self. Growing up from all that. Exposed to. It's all in my films, everything I was exposed to, people. I didn't hold anything back. You can think about what you want to think when you look at my films. I never grew hair on my face or under my nose or anything, as long as it is now, thick as it is. I'm a black man. You're black in me. I'm black. I'm a black man from Northern Africa. I'm a Sicilian. I'm Sicilian. I'm the mulatto of the Italiano. They're kicking us back. If you look at Italy, it's shaped like a boot, right? And Sicily is the soccer ball in the middle of the Mediterranean. And the boot is kicking the soccer ball back down to North Africa. So, get out of here, darkies. We don't want any more darkies. Get out of here. That's what I am. I'm a darkie from Sicily. The mulatto of the Italiano. I'm Italian. And I'm Irish. That's what the white in me is. Of course, black people have white hair like this. I'm nappy too, aren't I? I'm nappy. See it? It's all my blackness in me. Boy, I hope there's no persecution of black people. Oh, my God. Whatever. You gotta live with them, you gotta die with them. You are who you are, you can't change who you are. You're a black man. And I'm a yellow black man. I'm a yellow tint to me. Because all the trade that went through Sicily back in the 900 and 1100 AD, the Arabs owned Sicily. The Arabs owned Sicily. I was a Muslim. If I wasn't, they would have chopped my head off. It's the way they propagated their religion. I could never get into the religion because I was perverted at 9 years old. 9 years old, I had an older man on a motorcycle pervert me with 8 quarters. Here I am, not a dime in my pocket and no way to earn it. It just turned 9. I was 8. Scouting the neighborhood. It's a new neighborhood. I'm listening and scouting it out, finding out what's going on. I hear these pool balls smash. What's that? So I went over and there was a big barn. The guy had a pool table in it and all of his buddies over. Suckers. They're playing for quarters. You hit the 8 ball, you get a quarter. Everybody's got to pay you a quarter. Whoever gets the 8 ball in. And this guy was good, man. He had his own pool table. And he had a pile of quarters. Took off all of his buddies when they left. I'm on the roof, see. I heard the balls break. So I go and I climb up and I very quietly lay on the roof listening to what they're saying and doing and everything. I was kind of enjoying myself, really. Who are these guys? They were a lot older than me. Like, they were motorcycle age. I was only just turned 9. So I'm on the roof, listening. My foot slipped. He heard it. He come out and he looked on the roof and he said, "What are you doing there? Get in here." Oh, shit. Now what's going to happen? So I got off the roof and walked in there. He's standing there with a pool cue in his hand. He says, "You shoot pool?" I said, "No, I never shot." "You want to shoot pool?" I said, "Yeah, I'll shoot some pool." So he gave me the stick and I started shooting pool, A little 9-year-old. I got a new friend now. Let me shoot pool. Oh, he's older than I am. His mother says, "Don't be hanging out with..." Because what he did is he gave me a quarter. He's baiting me. He gave me 25 cents. I moved some boxes, moved these boxes and all that. I'll give you a quarter. I was doing his work, He made a little slave out of me. Yeah, well, that's what he did, so. And he got to be a friend of mine, He talked to me. And then one day he says, "How do you earn your money? How do you make money if you didn't meet me?" And I don't know, I look around the street, curbs and stuff, Sometimes people get out of the car and change falls out of their pocket. And there's 22 cents. There's a kite, 10 cents, and 12 cents for Tootsie Rolls. Penny, please. I could have a dozen Tootsie Rolls and a kite. I had string at home, so I didn't have to worry about that. I can go fly a kite and have 12 Tootsie Rolls. Change I find on the street corner. By chance. Not every day, but I did find 22 cents the last time. So he says, "I'll give you a quarter." He says, "I'll give you 8 quarters if you watch me masturbate." And I said, "Masturbate? What's that? What do you do when you masturbate?" "Oh, you'll see. Want to watch? I'll give you 8 quarters." "Okay, I'll watch. What are you doing?" So he starts masturbating in front of me. He's not circumcised either. I didn't know it was on. Why has he got skin over the top of his pee-pee, He was very big, too, compared to me. I was this little peanut. Just turned 9. Didn't even have pubic hair yet. He's trying to get a sexual desire or feeling out of me or develop one. So I watched him. I watched him a second time. I watched him a third time. I don't know how many times I watched him. I had a pocket full of quarters, so. And he beat these guys, all his buddies. Tell him about me. How he's going to make it so I'm a faggot. Because he's a faggot. And all of his buddies were faggots. Man, I walked right into the spider's trap. And I was wound up and tied and ready to be devoured by perversion at 9 years old. And then he masturbated one time, and when he masturbated, he would ejaculate into the skin that he pinched together over the top of his podicolium. Try to look that word up. I have, because I try to analyze what happened to me when I was 8 years old, 9 years, just turned 9. It's the summer of my 9th birthday. So I would have been 9.5. I turned January. This was summertime. So he says, yeah, he goes, okay, I'll give you 10 quarters if you put your hand on it and rub it. I'll give you 10 quarters. Okay. I proceeded to be perverted as a child. That's what I'm saying. We gotta change these laws, people. Change the laws, the perverted, giving the perverts the rights to molest children. They just caught 2 guys adopting a child out of an orphanage, bringing it home, making sex films. They got 100 years apiece in jail. How much jail time they'll do, who knows? Oh, but at least the decree went down. 100 years, 100 years, each one of you, for perverting children. Yeah, they want their rights. But you give them an inch, they take a mile. They want the rainbow. They want to parade down the street now. They want to flaunt there in your church. They come in your church and sit in front of you, and during the kiss of peace, they're making out. Making out in front of you. 2 guys kissing, making out. Yeah, you can't say nothing either. Because if you do, you offend their rights. And they'll sue you. We gave the fags the power to sue us now if we object to their perversion. And that's not even talking about the abortionist who's got a sandwich in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other, and he's got a timer. He has to be out by 8 o'clock because he's going to meet a street corner honey. He's going to have a big bar bill tonight. So he's got to do a lot of abortions. I got room for 2 more abortions. Bring them over here. The 2 nuns, they're nurses. This is told way back. I heard the story. They heard the screeching sound because the doctor was doing an abortion on this woman, cutting the arms and legs off a baby. And they heard the screech sound, the 2 nuns, so they followed it over to the woman coming from her abdomen where she's having her abortion. And the spirit's telling them, Why are you cutting off my arms and legs? Don't I get a chance for life too? That's what the nuns said that they heard the child screaming in the womb. The doctor's psychopathic narcissist, worried about meeting a street corner honey at 8 o'clock for dinner, so you have an evening with her in the bar. He's going to have a big bar bill. He needs a lot of abortions. That's the type of people we're going to let them do their abortions. A psychopathic narcissist. Don't care about anything but himself and how much money he's got coming in. That's what we got in today's world. All these businesses coming in and taking over our businesses in the United States. And then you go and they rip you off, they rip you off, they rip you off. And you start saying something about it. And they kick you out. So get out of here or we're calling the cops and having you arrested. Foreign countries owning our businesses. You don't like it, go someplace else. Arbitration. Only thing is arbitration is I arbitrated over a Bible with PayPal. I bought an Aramaic Bible written in English. Wanted to see what Jesus said. It had comparable paragraphs. So I bought it. I waited. Didn't get nothing. So I called up PayPal and I said, hey, man, I didn't get my Bible I ordered through you guys. Oh, we'll check it out. So they waited a whole month and then called me back, and so I had gone back up. What'd you find out? Oh, they arbitrated it. And they said they sent you the book, you owed them the money, period. That's it. And they hung up on me. Got a lot to do. Got a lot to do. Hoodwinkers. And then if you complain, they put it all back on you. What they did to you, they put back on you that you did to them. That's what a narcissist does. Psychopathic narcissist, sociopathic narcissist. They're the ones you want to run from. You can't convert them. They've got it all together. And that's what you do when you go in now. You're arguing against the computer-generated AI system that they got a little thing in their ear. And the situation that is evolved over here. I got 3 dots on my screen now. My brand new phone I paid only $500 for because they ripped me off. They gave me 14 days to get my old phone back, and I'm trying to get all this stuff off of it. I can't even get into it. 14 days goes by, and they hit me with a $1,200 fine. Bam! Immediately. Paid for the phone they sent me. They're ripping you off, man. We're getting ripped off, and nobody's doing anything about it because they are owned by foreign governments. They buy the business, come in, conduct it, and do everything with arbitration, take your court rights away. We let them do that, people. We're letting them do it. I don't know how many businesses now that have kicked me out because I complained about the injustice, about how they're doing their warranties and how they're honoring what they said. I've got video after video on here telling about circumstances I went through with foreign countries owning a business, and you complain, and what do they say? Get out of this, my office. You raised your voice. Get out of here. Uh, that happened to me over 4 phones. I had 4 phones with a phone company. And I brought them in and I says, I want them fixed. I got insurance on them. I paid $18 a phone that month just to show them what bunch of crooks they are. Hoodwinking crooks. I had insurance. I brought the phones in. And he says, if you raise your voice, I'm going to ask you to leave. I'm looking at him. I got the crucifix on. He's got the upside down peace symbol on. The sign of the Antichrist. Tattoos all over his body and everything. Looking at me. He said, if you raise your voice, I'm going to ask you to leave. I was thinking, what's he talking about? So he says, give me that iPhone. So I gave him the iPhone. He's looking it over and everything. He says, it means to tell me you paid 9 months for this phone and it don't work. I says, because you guys are going to give me the credit, you said. Just keep on paying the bill. You'll give me the credit. I don't have to pay for the time I use and everything. You'll give me credit. So I kept on paying it. 9 months for a phone that don't work. I took it in there all the time. Well, our representative's in Syracuse. He'll be down here. And then he was down there one time. I brought the phones in, took them back to him. He didn't know how to fix them. They just shove you off to the side, man. Get you discouraged, make you hate the company and quit. Now they're out. They got all your money and everything. And you just quit. You're one of the 5 million customers in this area. Oh, we're up against foreign intrusion. It's coming and it's seeping in. And there you got the arbitration now. The arbitration law. We got to get rid of that arbitration bullshit in the United States of America. All the veterans that went and fought a war so we could have our day in court. Now we're going to be taken away through arbitration. What did I fight for? Freedom to arbitrate, and they're the ones that make the decision. You're not going to win. Hometown boy. I was a fighter. I went and I fought the hometown boy, the Navy champion. I kicked his ass. Everybody knew it. Even the judges came in after the fight and said, Bill, we're sorry. We have to get all decisions to the Navy champion, or he won't fight here. Then we won't have anybody with all of our charities and money he brings in. People come to watch him fight, knock somebody out, He didn't do that to me because I'm moving around. I know how to fight. I was out in California with my brother, #1 in the world, working out with him. Came back, fought the Navy champion, kicked his ass. I knocked out the national champion the next year in 30 seconds of the first round to get to fight the Navy champion. It was a title elimination fight. It was a tournament. You had to fight your way in. You drew who you were going to fight. And I fought the next year. Next year, this man became the national champion. He knocked out the African champion. No, he knocked out the Navy champion in the Nationals. And that year, I knocked him out in 30 seconds of the first round with a blast to the chest. He couldn't get up off the floor. Yeah, and I beat the Navy champion, too. And they stole that from me. That's all right. I'm going to college. I don't need to be a boxer. Yeah. Especially the way you guys do things. Hometown boy always wins. That's the way it is with arbitration, people. Hometown boy will always win. You gotta knock him out to win. And you can't take him to court anymore and get your money back because you settled for arbitration. If you don't like it, go to another company. Well, there isn't any other companies without arbitration anymore. They're all owned by foreign countries. Foreign country pools their money together, buys a business in the United States of America, and comes and dominates that business. I had a thing happen to the phone company. Oh, it's in my videos. I'm not going to go through all this. Give myself a headache again today. 605 days of COVID. Long COVID. They call it long COVID. After COVID leaves, then you live to the damage did to you. Shit. Suffer. China did this to us, people. China's trying to take us over. COVID. The wind changed, blew back into their face. How do they like it? Yeah, COVID. A man-made disease by China. And now they're infiltrating us with all kinds of drugs. Fentanyl, one of the main ones. Took a child that we brought up. My wife was a school teacher. Brought up a child. She got to be old enough to get her master's degree and got a master's degree. She had a boyfriend, a good-looking guy, too. But he was in the drugs. And when she graduated, they celebrated. And he got her drunk and he gave her fentanyl and she died. Never got to use her master's degree. She worked hard for. Because they got our youth hooked on fentanyl. They're not doing anything about it. Oh, they got this thing. Oh, we're trying to do something about it. But it's a black market, man. You can't beat them. You got all these cartels and everything. They got their money pooled all together. They're just corrupting everything for a buck, for the dollar. They don't give a shit. They're gonna die. But they're living. They've got your dollar that they're spending on whatever they want. That's the way the world is, people. We can't do nothing about it. We're phased into it now. Unless we change those 2 laws on the books, we might have a fighting chance. Can't be number 1 in the world's eyes unless you're number 1 in God's eyes, period. God is who makes you number 1. And you don't do it by force. You don't last long. God is the one who makes it the way it is. And when he sees your laws change against his laws, he's going to just order an about face. The United States is first in line. But God says about face, now where's the United States? At the end of the line. Why? Because their laws have changed against God's laws. You pervert a child. It's better for you to take and tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself in the middle of the ocean in the deepest part, because your punishment on Judgment Day is going to be a lot worse. A lot worse. So you perverts out there, they're after the children. You know, you find a man, you love him, you want to go live with him, you have your rights. You got to pay the consequences when you die. But because there's no lust in heaven, people. All you Muslims out there, you think you're going to fly a plane into a building, kill all the infidels, 3,000 of them. And that when you die and you burst, you explode into heaven, and there'll be 17 virgins waiting for you. You've been hoodwinked. How do you believe in that antiquated thought? Come into the 21st century. Come home, the first seed of Abraham. Muslims, first seed of Abraham. The servant woman, because she couldn't have a baby. She had one when she was 100, later on in life. But Abraham's first seed were the Muslims. Come home, Muslims. Come home to the seed of Abraham. First seed of Abraham, come home. Come home and eat and drink of the body and blood of Christ Jesus, crucified, died, buried, now is King over everything. Divinity and humanity. He's the face of God. God lowered himself to be a servant, so he could love his people, forgive his people. God's power is in his forgiveness, people. That's where his power is. He knew we were going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. I still make mistakes. I love God, but I still make mistakes. Things I can't handle, can't control. I make mistakes. What has God done for that? He gave us confession, so we can confess our sin, be renewed, start fresh the next day. He gave us an act of contrition. Oh my God, I'm heartily sorry for having offended you, and I confess all my sins because of your just punishment. But most of all, because I've offended you, my God, with all good deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve with the help of thy grace to confess my sins, to do penance, avoiding your occasion of sin. So help me God, amen. Now, if you really believe that, and you pray it, and you're over 65 in the Catholic Church, and you're sick, that's like going to confession. If you were to die, that's like, that prayer right there is like your last confession. I gotta get the glare out of my eyes. A little dimmer now. I'm dimming out. My left eye, that one I'm looking through right now, is so blurred. I mean, I can see the silhouette and everything of my face and all that, coloring, but I can't see detail. I can't see into my eye. I can't see into my eye. What is my eye? I'm a conglomeration of everything. I've got Arab in me. I've got Chinese, Japanese, whatever. They all came through with the boats, the trade to Sicily. I'm a Sicilian. I'm from North Africa. I'm a white black man. My father's an Irishman. I get all my white from my father. But I have a yellow tint to me. A natural yellow tint. I got Chinese or Japanese or something. I got that gene. I says, my brothers and sisters have that gene? Not necessarily. You could have the gene and they don't have to have that gene. You have the Chinese gene. I work with Chinese people and they say, are you sure you're not Chinese? You look Chinese. You don't have any Chinese in you? I says, well, I get in the sun and I got a yellow tint to me. Does that make me Chinese? And I put my arm up against the Chinese. She was a cleaner. I take my laundry and stuff. She has the cleaners. And I told her I got Chinese in me. She looked at me. Yeah, smiled at me. Says, I put your arm up there. So she put her arm up. I put my arm up next to her. I was more yellow than she was. I got Chinese in me. Japanese, Chinese, Americanese. That's what I am. I'm an Americanese. You don't believe it? Here. I don't know how you do this here, but that's an American knee, and I got two of them. Two American knees. So I'm Americanese. Chinese, Japanese, American knees. Yeah, that's the way I am. If they do this in Chinese, someday I'll have it transposed into Chinese. Here I am, people, your Chinese prophet, telling you to come home. Come home to Christ Jesus crucified, died, and buried, now risen from the dead, and he's King of divinity and humanity. He's in charge. And he's looking for people that can forgive. Because if you can forgive, you can forget, and you can go on. And you can go on in love. But if you're a hater, hate begets hate. Form of suicide sets in. Alcohol, drugs, power, all the desires of the flesh try to take you over. See, I've got Arabic in me. I've got Chinese in me. Because all those ships that went through the Mediterranean and they traded in spices and herbs and, silk. China made beautiful silk. Oh, man. That was a highly desirable material. It was all in the trades, And they all went through Sicily. They all had their favorite ports. The Chinese had their favorite ports. Because what was it? How did you make money off the Chinese? Well, they had to have a place to stay. They like to drink. They like to eat. They have a restaurant, And they like to do what sailors do. Find themselves a street corner honey and do their thing. And back then they didn't have protection. So it was a big exchange of DNA. And I'm a product of that. I'm an everybody. I got black in me. I got white in me. I got Irish in me. I got Italian in me. What else do I got? Heritage-wise, I have Muslim, Jewish. My mother's whole side of the family were Jews. My mother's side of the family. Now, my grandfather's side of the family, they were Sicilian. And that's where I get my mix from. I got a Sicilian mix in me. All kinds of other things in me. I don't even know. I'm an everybody. I'm an everybody. See how my cough is? I get spells. If I think about it, I'll start coughing. Oh, God. I think about not coughing. Then I think about coughing. How much longer? What are you going to do? You're going to heal me? You're going to take me? I'd rather be taken. I think I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I made my songs. Nobody listens. Nobody can give me 2 cents. Everybody's got their phone, their nose in their phone, and they're on their own road in that phone. They're playing with themselves, people. That's what we do. We sit around all day long. Just look at the society. We sit around all day long playing with ourselves in our phones. Now, it could be pornography, or it could be pursuit of wealth, of plenty. AI is in charge. They direct you. They can be on your side. But AI can also be on the business side. You got AI business, and they'll coach you, tell you how to rip your clients off. Don't pay them back a dime. And that's how you're judged. That's where you get your position from. If you're good at it, you get to be a supervisor. AI. Little thing in your ear. AI telling you what to do. How do you get this hoodwinker here? That's what they think of you as a hoodwinker. Well, they're the hoodwinkers. They're the ones that are ripping you off. Then they use AI to combat you. So you're fighting against the computer, people. You're fighting against the war you don't understand, do you? We're fighting a fight. An AI fight. Artificial intelligence is trying to take over. And it is. A lot of the big businesses are using them to arbitrate situations. Like this phone right here. I'm supposed to be able to trade it back in because it's got 3 dots, colored dots in the screen now. And they're getting bigger. I tried to take it back. Oh, no, you get that on the internet. It has nothing to do with Spectrum. What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with Spectrum. It's a Spectrum phone. I go to Best Buy and buy the same phone for $400, $450. Buy the same phone, but you won't let me use it because it doesn't have your programming in it. And your programming is $1,350 for the same phone. I got ripped off like that quite a few times in the past, dealing with different phone companies. They all got their own little AI game. They rip you off. You're not getting a dime back from anybody. Not with AI. They're going to figure a way out to finagle their way out of your warranties and everything. You're not going to be honored. You're going to be scoffed and told if you raise your voice, get out of my store. That's what happened. I had 4 phones with 4. I paid $18 a piece for each one of the phones just to prove a point. That month, I paid it and then brought them in. Says, okay, I got insurance. It's fixed my phones now. They've been like this for 9 months. You told me you're going to give me credit. So I kept on paying the bill. The guy says, if you raise your voice, I take it into the store. He's full of tattoos. He's got the upside down peace symbol on, the sign of the Antichrist. And I'm standing there with a big crucifix on, right? He looks at me, if you raise your voice, I'm going to ask you to leave. So let me see that iPhone. So I gave it to him. He's looking at me. He says, you mean to tell me you paid 9 months on this phone, it didn't work? I would have never paid 9 months on a phone. And then he got me excited, and I says, yeah, that's what I did. I paid 9 months on that phone. And still I can't get it to work. He told, I told you, if you raise your voice, get out of my office. Get out of the store. Now get your phones and get out of here. That's what I went through, people. He incited me into raising my voice so he could kick me out of the store. T-Mobile advertised iPhone 14 free if you qualify. And I qualify. I went in after 6 months or so, 4 or 5 months, with a problem. I says, well, I got warranty on it. I got insurance, this and that, I gotta have a problem fixed. They put me off to the side. Just pay the bill. Keep on paying the bill. We'll give you credit. Don't worry about it. Don't interrupt your services. But my phone isn't working. I got 4 of them. One was my wife's. Hers worked. She had a different number than me. And her phone worked. But I had 3 phones that didn't work. And I was paying for them for 9 months. And this Antichrist guy, full of tattoos and everything, I don't know where he came from, incited me into raising my voice so he can kick me out. And then when I backed up with my 3 phones, I blessed him. I said, God bless you in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And I turned around and there's 2 cronies looking at me. They came out from the back room. They were going to hold me down till the cops got there in case I lost it. And then when the cops came, they're going to throw me in jail for something that I have warranties on and everything. And they're trying to get out from it. This is what I'm telling you. This is what's happening with the foreign countries coming in and taking over. They got the law on their side. And you're just a peon. You're one of the 5 million customers. That's what happened to me. I went to Consumer Cellular.